Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Donna's Dreamworks. I have a little bit of a chat today and a small haul that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I don't do too many haul videos, but I did go to Hobby Lobby today, and so I thought I'd share with you what I got. A little bit of a background story here. A couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago actually, when we moved from one house to another, we had a big baker's rack that really wasn't there wasn't a place for it in the place we were moving, so we gave it to our niece and nephew who were trying to furnish a condo, and they used it for a number of years. Now they have since just moved actually into another home in our community here, and they don't have room for the baker's rack in their new home. So I'm trying to see if I can use it here. If I can't use it here, it will just go for a yard sale or something to that effect. So I will probably inject a picture of the baker's rack as it sits right now. Obviously, it is set up to be a baker's rack, which usually has a place for wine glasses and bottles of wine, and I have those in there. Right now, there's a wreath hanging over the top of it, but I'm not sure that's going to stay there. It's going to depend on what other kind of um, decoration I put on it. I don't want to set it up just as a bar, although it's right by the dining table. The table and the baker's rack are in our family room. We have two dining tables, one in the family room, which is a pass-through through the kitchen, from the kitchen, and then we have another one that is attached to the kitchen and over by a dining area. So they are decorated differently because they're not in any way, shape, or form going to meet with each other. But anyway, the baker's rack is there, and I'm trying to decide. I'm going to put a few things on it, but I did want to show you a couple of the things that I hauled, because if I have to decorate some new places, I have to go to Hobby Lobby to see if I can find anything to decorate with. Now on this picture, I forgot to bring it in with me, but on the picture of that baker's rack, you will see a rooster. Now, he doesn't go with any of the decor in that room right now, but I thought he was cute, and I got him at a yard sale for $1. It's a good sized rooster, so I'm not sure where I'm going to put him, if I use him there or if I'll put him outside in my little entry corner. I have an entry corner table and chairs. It's just at the end of our driveway or carport, just before you come into our door, and I'll inject another picture of that here. And I'm right now it's decorated for patriotic decorations, but after next week I want to change a few things out, and I might use the rooster out there or something else or somewhere else. But anyway, one of the things that I thought of immediately when I knew I was going to be decorating is, after checking Hobby Lobby's ad this week, is their lanterns are on sale for 50% off. Now, this one, it was $25 originally, so it cost me $12.50. I spent a total of $60 at home at Hobby Lobby today. And I like this one. The door opens in the front here. In fact, I think it's almost the same as the one I have in the kitchen. But and I will be doing some kind of decorating. Arlen over at Country Craft Corner just did one on top of a desk, which of course is sort of the same idea as the baker's rack because the shelf at the top is so high that it's difficult to, not impossible, but a pain in the neck to go in and out of this every day. So she has some remote control fairy lights, and I did see them on Amazon, and I might pick up some to do some kind of decorating inside of this lamp. I have other candles, the LED candles, but the ones I have left now, and I didn't pick any up because they're not on sale this week, did not have remote controls with them, and I don't want to, or didn't have timers on them actually, so I don't want to have to keep opening and closing this every day to put the light on and off. So that was one find. And shortly after I posted my pictures of my Patriots, New England Patriots wreaths that are in the background there, I had said on Facebook, gee, if anybody would like a football wreath for somebody else other than somebody who's red, white, and blue, because I'm getting tired of red, white, and blue, let me know. And wouldn't you know, I have an order for a Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Pittsburgh Steelers are black. Oh, this is going to be fun. And gold. So I'm going to be doing something with some black and some gold, along with a Steelers license plate, which I've ordered online, and that will go in the middle of it. So it's going to be interesting. Gosh, I haven't used anything except red, white, and blue for the longest time. So it'll be fun to use that. And while I'm on the subject of the wreaths, I'll show you this one that I'm just finishing, if I can get it the right direction here. Okay. This is the friend that wants one that was blue with red and white accents. It's not quite finished yet. I need to get my flowers glued in. There's one in the middle of this bow, and there's a couple more on on that side of the wreath. And I want to put probably some white accents in here. So I've got a couple more things to do, and then that'll be done. This is one of those funky bows, but I did it with just 2 ribbons because I had done it with 3 before, and I just did not like color scheme. This was a blue that I had used, and you see the blue just does not do a thing for this wreath. And then I did one including white, and it was just too stark of a contrast. So I went back to just 2 colors, and I'm going to finish that up and see before I spray it if there's anything she wants changed. But it's coming out pretty good. It's a nice big full wreath. One thing that I did find, I have a friend who for many years worked at a place that did decorating, made bows and made wreaths. And at Christmas, one of them was a Christmas tree shop, and she was responsible for decorating all of the Christmas trees, and so was very adept at creating bows to go on Christmas trees and things. But she also did regular bows and wreaths for people. And I was mentioning that, the deco mesh is not really impacted so much by rain because it's kind of plastic and it runs right off. But the ribbons sometimes take a beating. And this lady has a porch by her front door, but if anybody knows about Florida rainstorms, it can rain so hard that it's raining sideways here. So I was trying to find a way to protect it. And I know Arlen over at Country Craft Corner has mentioned a product called Never Wet, and I've heard other people mention it. But my girlfriend Diane told me they sprayed it with Krylon clear acrylic spray, and that seemed to work just fine. Now I'm going to try it on a bow that I have just made up, and I'm going to try spraying a little of that on there. I have a suspicion that because the Florida air is so hot that this acrylic might stay sticky, which of course you don't want it to do. So I'm going to try it on this bow first and see how it works out, just so I can get something that we can spray on the ribbons if people want ribbons on their outdoor wreaths. Now, see, I have a wreath area outdoors right now. It's got a clothespin wreath on it, so that's not going to be impacted by any weather at all. Um, but inside, I have a wreath area, a wreath wall. Well, it was the wreath wall. Now that it's got the baker's rack on it. So, um, but it still will. I will have another place to put a wreath inside. So the weather obviously isn't going to impact, and you can put as many intricate little wreaths and intricate little ribbons and bows and things on that you want. So anyway, let's see. Continuing with the haul, the same people who um, made the request for the uh, Pittsburgh wreath wanted to have a couple of names put on it. It's actually going, seems a little morbid, but they're going to put it on the gravestone of their son, who was killed several years ago as a young 13-year-old while riding his bicycle. And he was an avid Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And they have a lot of seasonal decorations that they put on his gravestone, headstone. So on here, I'm going to have his name and his mother's name. They were and are the two fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though they live in Connecticut. So I don't know where that comes from. But anyway, okay, another thing I found, don't know where I'm going to use it yet, but it was awfully cute, is this: life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but in the moments that take our breath away. I think that is so apropos. And this was originally $5.99 and 50% off, so it was only $3 basically. Another sign that I got, I can get it out of the bag. This one I think is just adorable. Home Sweet Home. Now this is from the spring collection, and their spring collection right now is all 60% off. I think it is 66% off. I think it is. It's pretty. Looks like a barn door. Now I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet. I might try it on the baker's rack and see if that looks okay. But right now, as I mentioned, out in my little cozy corner, it's not a cozy corner, it's just a table by my front entry. And I'll try to get a picture in. If I think I might have told you that, but I'll put a picture of that too right here. There's a patriotic wreath which is made out of clothespins. So I'm thinking that this might take its place after the 4th of July. I think it's really cute. And it's a good substantial piece of artwork. And basically the rest of the things that I got were ribbons because they were 50% off. And then I always check the clearance section for the ribbons. And even if it's not a color I'm using right now, if I find something that I think might work in another project down the road or so, I pick it up because there's some really good deals on this. Now this is 30 feet, and you can maybe see, if the glare, I can eliminate the glare, yeah. It's sort of like a window, not as big as a window pane, but a mesh ribbon. And it's a color of brown, nice deep brown, so certainly will be apropos for some of the fall decorations that we'll be doing. And this is 30 feet, and I got it for $3.40. Now this one was also in the clearance section, and that's the burlap ribbon, and it has purple dots in it. I love purple. I love color, period. I haven't got it, and there's some awfully pretty purple mesh. Might do something with that for summer before I do the fall things, but I'm not sure at this point in time. But this would look nice on a nice little burlap wreath with a pretty, so maybe some purple flowers attached to it and the ribbon bow. Now this one I got to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oops, here we are. Pittsburgh Steelers wreath. It's black herringbone, black and burlap. And to go with that, I have some gold. So these two, plus the black and the gold mesh, these are going to make the tubes, and there'll be a black one, a gold one, and then one piece of each of these ribbons in each of the twisty ties after the wreath is completed. I got some, this is in the clearance section. This is a wired edge. They're all wired edge. And this is strictly black. But you know, whoop, I'll figure it out. But you know, we have Halloween coming up. So that could be a possibility there. And this one I thought was really pretty, again in the clearance section. And this is an orange and white stripe. Now this one isn't quite as long as some of them. This is 18 feet, but it was only $2.04. So this would be good probably on some fall decor. This would make a nice part of a bow on a lantern swag. Nice color. So I think that's about all of the haul I got. I got a lot of things. As I said, I spent $60.64, and I think I got a lot of things for that bit. I think that's about all I've got for you today. I'm going to be cleaning off this desk, which you can't see, but I can't even put my elbow any further on it right now. I have probably 12 ribbons stacked up here. I have ribbon holder, and I'll show you at another time when I can take this camera off. I have a ribbon holder that has all of the ribbons and types of ribbons that you'd use for card making and mini album making of mini albums. But the ribbons, the wider and the heavier ribbons that I use for wreaths, I have in the closet. And right now I have kind of created a monster in one corner of the closet, so I have to get in there and clean it. So it's probably what I'm going to do this afternoon as soon as I get this wreath finished up. As I mentioned before, it was giving me grief. I took the bow apart 3 times, and if I could have found more of that dark blue polka dot ribbon, I would have taken it apart the 4th time and made it all blue polka dots, because I'm not sure I like the red in there, although she wanted some red highlights. So I'm going to leave it like it is and see if that pleases her. And if it doesn't, then I will fix it. But I think it'll be just fine. She's a very up-to-date kind of, likes flashy things, and I think she probably will be pleased with this. So anyway, after that wreath is done, it's on to black and gold. Okay, I'll talk with you later. Until I see you again, play nice, folks. Bye-bye.